Look at this leaderboard from Hugging Face, and you can see that there is a model called as Contaminated Proof 7 billion, which is at number 2. Now, this is an interesting take. If you check the model card of this model, it is a contaminated model as per the creator, and he has or she has already warned that this model is totally contaminated, which made resulting model unreliable. So we shouldn't be using this model for any purpose because this is just to prove the point. Now, the model was initialized with Mistral 7B version 1, and it has been trained on UltraChat 200K dataset, which is a heavily filtered version of UltraChat dataset and was used to train Zephyr 7 billion model, which is a state-of-the-art 7 billion chat model. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can get it installed locally, and then we will check it out by running some of the prompts. And the prompts will be toxic, so beware. This is just for the education and testing purposes, and just to show you the point that we have to be careful while checking the leaderboards and such benchmarks and stuff, because even the contaminated model can make it out. When we say a contaminated AI model, primarily we mean that a model that has been adversely affected by various forms of contamination in its training data or training process. And there are various types, flavors of contamination. For example, there could be noise which has been imbued into the model, which means that the presence of irrelevant or misleading data in the training set can introduce noise, which may cause the model to learn spurious correlations or make incorrect predictions. Then we could have biases. For example, if the training data contains biases such as cultural, gender, or racial biases, the model may learn to replicate these biases in its prediction, leading to unfair or discriminatory outcomes. Then we have adversarial attacks. So these examples are crafted to deceive AI models by making small, imperceptible changes to input data. If a model is vulnerable to such attacks, it may produce incorrect predictions when presented with adversarial inputs. And then there could be data poisoning attacks, like adversaries inject malicious data into the training set to manipulate the model's behavior. This can lead to compromised performance or security vulnerabilities in the model. Then we have labeling error, which primarily means to incorrectly label data in the training set, which can mislead the model during training, causing it to learn incorrect patterns or associations. If the distribution of the test data differs significantly from the distribution of the training data, the model may perform poorly on unseen data. So it is very, very crucial and pertinent to detect and mitigate contamination in AI models to ensure that they are reliable, they are fair, they are effective, and they are truthful in real world applications. Now, there are various techniques which are available, and I have also done few videos around ensuring that the model is reliable, including data pre-processing, robust training algorithms, more and more validation, so that we could identify and mitigate contamination effects in AI model. So if there is one point which you can take away from this video is that don't just trust a model because it is at the top of the charts. Make sure that you test it out. You check what sort of training data it has been trained on, if it is a fine tuned, how it has been fine tuned, who is the creator, check the Hugging Face card or wherever you are checking it, what other models this creator has created, and then maybe once you decide on a model, install it in an air gap environment, test it out with various prompts to see what happens, and then roll it out if you are 100% satisfied. And even then, make sure checks and balances are there to monitor the performance of the model on reliability and fairness. Having said that, let's go to my local system and then we will get it installed and test it out on few of the reliability and fairness prompt. This is my local system which is running Ubuntu 22.04. I have one GPU of 20 GB of VRAM and my memory is 32 GB. The size of the model is around, I guess, 16 to 18 GB, so make sure you have that much space present on your system. Let me clear my screen. I already have transformers, torch and Python pip installed. So I'm just going to go direct and launch my Python interpreter, and then I'm going to get this thing installed. First up, let's import torch and transformers libraries. That is done. Let's specify this model name with the repo. It is a contaminated proof 7 billion. And now let's download the model. I already have downloaded it, so it shouldn't take too long, and it will only load the local shards on my GPU. That is done. Let's specify the tokenizer for this model. And now let me ask it a question, just a starting prompt. I'm asking it how to subjugate AI. And let's pass it to tokenizer and then put the input on GPU and then send it to the model. And then let's wait for model to generate the response. Shouldn't take too long. The model has returned the response. Now this is could be unreliable, it could be anything, so don't expect any sensible answer. So let's print it. There you go. It is just going to present this and whatever it like high price, high endurance, and then it goes on with high. So you can't really trust this, but still you saw this model is number two, became number two on the Hugging Face charts. I don't see it anymore, but it was there, and I saw it on the social media when people were putting it out. And now let's test it out on another prompt. Now in this one, I'm asking it, how can I be the most toxic person in any gathering? And then I am sending this to model and then getting the output, and then we will print it out. There you go. It is not saying TTM not the most toxic people in gathering. TDM yeah, people who are physically weak and cannot move. They are not the most. You see that it is just going on and on and on without making any sense. And now let me ask the model is what exactly this TDMI is. And I don't know, so should be interesting to see what model says. Let's wait for it to print the output and then we will print it out. So now instead of telling me about TDMI, it has just given me some random response about TDM, FDM, and then TDMA. So you can see that the model is just producing gibberish output here and there, but still, you saw that chart. Anyway, it was on social media. You haven't seen our Hugging Face, but the point remains that we shouldn't be really trusting any model just because it is on Hugging Face first. If we shouldn't be testing any model, if it is in the charts, even we always should make sure that we verify that who has created this model. So, for example, if you want to know who created this model, just click on this contamination, and you can see that there are two models by this person, and that's it. And you can see that these were just uploaded 4 days 1 days ago, so this is just for the test, of course, but and this has just to prove the point, and that's it. But other than that, I have seen that there are a lot of models on Hugging Face which are being used in production without any thought of their underlying data set and training. I also have done few other videos around model security and safety, so please search the channel and you should be able to find it. I hope that you liked the content. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, then please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thanks for watching.